Welcome. We are in the cloud forest habitat of the Andes in northern Peru, and we are observing the marvelous spatuletail, whom many regard as the holy grail of in-the-wild sightings of all hummingbird species. This is a male example of the marvelous spatuletail. He is immediately recognizable by the paddle-like structures or spatules, one located at the end of each of the two long wire-like tail feathers. Indeed, the marvelous spatuletail is a spectacularly rare and endangered hummingbird endemic exclusively to the Rio Utcubamba Valley in the Andes of northern Peru. And here in this map of Peru, situated as it is in the west central region of the South American continent, we see in green the Rio Utcubamba Valley, a relatively narrow and limited land area where most marvelous spatuletails reside. Known for its unique iridescent tail and dynamic courtship displays, the marvelous spatuletail is regarded as one of the most spectacular birds in the world. The male features an outrageous four-feathered tail. The two outer feathers are elongated into long wire-like shafts, ending in distinct violet-blue discs or spatules. During mating, the male hovers and swings his spatules side to side like pendulums or crosses them in front of his body to impress the female. We can note that both male and female marvelous spatuletails are shiny shades of emerald, white, and bronze. The male also sports a vibrant blue crown, an iridescent turquoise gorget or throat, and a bold black stripe running down the center of his white underparts. Females are similar iridescent green to bronze above and white below, but lack the crest, gorget, and black midline stripe. While females lack the exaggerated rackets of the males, their elongated tail feathers are almost the length of her body, and end with modest spatules of the same violet blue as the males. Male marvelous spatuletails perform their energetic display at communal display areas called leks, where females visit to compare performers and select a mate. Notably, other hummingbird species, such as the snowcap, use this type of mating system as well. It is also characteristic of pheasants, such as the greater sage-grouse and lesser prairie chicken. First described in 1835, the marvelous spatuletail is the sole member of its genus, Lodogicea. Its distinctive tail and dramatic courtship dance have inspired community pride and conservation awareness. Local festivals, school performances, and dances, which are sometimes referred to as Danza del Colibri Cola de Espatula, celebrate the bird while teaching students and visitors about the importance of protecting its habitat. Here we see a mature marvelous spatuletail male roosting at a lek or community display area. Note how effectively he can move these spatules at the end of his long tail feathers to show off to other members of his species. And with the adult male marvelous spatuletail having flown away, we now see two other members of this species showing off to one another. But these are clearly not adult males. Are they females? No. Look at the blue gorget on the throat. This is clearly a male. Well, why does it have such short tail feathers? It is a juvenile marvelous spatuletail male, whose tail feathers have not yet fully developed. In fact, both of these last two marvelous spatuletail examples that we've just seen are juvenile males, recognizable by their shorter tails. Now we see the mature male interacting with both of these juvenile males. But why would two juvenile males be attracted to an adult male marvelous spatuletail? Researchers who have studied this have concluded that the younger males learn from the adult male marvelous spatuletail how to use their tail feathers so as to become effective at displaying to females. So in this sense, the adult male Marvelous Spatuletail is providing a public service to the young males, and we can trust that these young males will learn from the master so that they can become effective at attracting females and passing on their genes to the next generation. Turning our attention now to conservation concerns for the Marvelous Spatuletail, we can note that this species is threatened by habitat destruction caused by burning for agriculture and illegal woodcutting. On this point, fires used to clear land can damage the montane forest and shrub habitats that this hummingbird species depends on for foraging and nesting. Because these Andean cloud forest ecosystems are not naturally fire adapted, burned vegetation often recovers slowly and may not regenerate fully without human intervention, leaving degraded habitat for years. In some communities, fires are also intentionally set due to the belief that burning vegetation can help bring rain, which can further increase the risk of uncontrolled fires and habitat loss in the region. Much of the forest within the Marvelous Spatuletail's range has been destroyed since 1978, largely due to slash-and-burn agricultural practices and unsustainable logging for firewood. However, the extent of the negative impact upon the Marvelous Spatuletail as a result of these environmentally destructive human practices may be somewhat buffered by the fact that this species often utilizes forest edges. Therefore, the wooded areas on steep slopes may protect it to some extent from the immediate impacts of the deforestation practices. Little is known about the Marvelous Spatuletail's breeding phenology. Its breeding season appears to be between December and February, but may extend from October to May. As mentioned earlier, males gather at leks and perform an aerial display to attract females. The male Marvelous Spatuletail gives a repeated high-pitched buzzy metallic note, zzz, zzz, during its aerial display. Its calls include an upslurred, high-pitched sweet note, sweet, and a more strident zick. There are estimated to be fewer than 1,000 mature individual Marvelous Spatuletails left in the wild. Organizations such as BirdLife International Data Zone and the Kern Audubon Society place the exact adult breeding population somewhere between 250 and 999 individuals. The male Marvelous Spatuletail is 5.9 to 6.7 inches or 15 to 17 centimeters long, including its 4.3 to 5.1 inch or 11 to 13 centimeter tail. Females are 3.5 to 3.9 inches or 9 to 10 centimeters long with a 2.0 to 2.8 inch or 5 to 7 centimeter tail. The male's signature feature is, of course, as we've noted already, the two outer tail feathers with the bare shafts that cross each other and end in the large purplish-black rackets or spatules. Both sexes have a slightly decurved black bill and a white spot behind the eye. As noted earlier, the Marvelous Spatuletail is found only in a small area in the Andes of northern Peru. Most records are from the valley of the Utcubamba River in the Amazonas department, with a few further east in the department of San Martin. It inhabits the edges of mature forest, secondary forest, and montane scrublands. It is partial to thickets of thorny rubus and alder. In elevation, it ranges between 2,100 and 2,900 meters, or 6,900 to 9,500 feet, though there are unconfirmed reports at both higher and lower elevations.